Intro. If you grew up watching classic TV shows, then you probably remember the warm and loving presence of Meredith Baxter. Best known for her role as Elyse Keaton on Family Ties, she was the picture-perfect TV mom, kind, understanding, and always there for her kids. But behind the cameras, Meredith's real life was far from the happy family sitcom she starred in. From a difficult childhood to struggles in her personal life, her journey has been filled with ups and downs, triumphs and heartbreaks. Today, we're diving deep into the life of Meredith Baxter, the challenges she faced, the success she achieved, and the inspiring way she has embraced her true self. Childhood and family. Meredith Ann Baxter was born on June 21st, 1947, in South Pasadena, California, into a family deeply connected to the entertainment industry. Her mother, Whitney Blake, was a successful actress, director, and producer, while her father, Tom Baxter, worked as a radio announcer. Meredith was the youngest of 3 children, growing up alongside her older brothers, Richard, born in 1944, and Brian, born in 1946. Her early childhood was marked by significant upheaval. In 1953, when Meredith was just 6 years old, her parents divorced, a turning point that would shape much of her emotional world. Following the separation, she and her brothers were raised primarily by their mother in Pasadena, California. Whitney Blake, best known for her role in Hazel and her later success as a television writer and producer, was a strong, independent woman. However, according to Meredith, her mother was also emotionally distant and demanding. In her memoir, Untied, a memoir of family fame and floundering, Baxter recounted how she longed for affection and approval, but often felt overlooked and criticized. Her mother's devotion to her career left little room for warmth, and Meredith struggled to find her place in the family dynamic. Meredith's relationship with her father, Tom Baxter, was equally complicated. After the divorce, he remained largely absent from her life, continuing his work in radio, but having little involvement in raising his children. This absence left Meredith with a lingering sense of emotional neglect, reinforcing the feelings of insecurity and loneliness that had already begun to take root. Without a strong paternal figure and with a mother who was often preoccupied with her own ambitions, Meredith had to navigate much of her childhood on her own. In the years following the divorce, Whitney Blake remarried Alan Mannings, a television writer best known for his work on shows like Good Times and One Day at a Time. While Mannings was successful in his career, Meredith never formed a particularly close bond with him. In her memoir, she hinted at experiencing abuse from one of her stepfathers, though she never explicitly named Mannings. This trauma would have a lasting impact on her self-esteem and emotional development, further deepening her struggles with trust and confidence. Growing up in Pasadena, Meredith battled intense feelings of isolation. Her mother's high expectations and often critical nature made her feel as though she was never quite good enough. Living in the shadow of her mother's career, she often felt inadequate and yearned for a deeper emotional connection that she never truly received. Despite these hardships, Meredith found solace in artistic expression, particularly in music and performance. Singing and acting became her refuge, offering her an outlet to express emotions she couldn't always articulate at home. Her education reflected this growing interest in the arts. She initially attended James Monroe High School before transferring to Hollywood High School during her senior year. At Hollywood High, she became increasingly drawn to the performing arts, exploring opportunities that would later define her career. For a brief period, she attended the prestigious Interlochen Center for the Arts in Michigan, where she studied voice as a music major. However, despite her talent and potential in music, she ultimately decided to return to Hollywood High, where she graduated in 1965. This decision would prove to be pivotal, as she soon transitioned from music to acting, setting the stage for a career that would span decades and establish her as one of television's most recognizable faces. Although her early years were marked by emotional distance and personal struggles, Meredith Baxter's resilience and passion for the arts allowed her to overcome these challenges. What began as a difficult childhood eventually became the foundation for a remarkable career, one that would see her rise above her hardships and define herself on her own terms. Career. Despite the challenges Meredith Baxter faced in her early years, she found solace in the arts and gradually built the foundation for what would become an impressive career. Her struggles with emotional neglect and feelings of isolation only fueled her determination to carve out her own path, separate from the shadow of her famous mother. With a growing passion for performance, Baxter transitioned from her formative years into a professional career that would ultimately define her place in television history. Meredith Baxter began her television career in the early 1970s, taking on small guest roles before landing her first major break in 1972 with the CBS sitcom Bridget Loves Bernie. She starred alongside David Burney as Bridget Fitzgerald, a Catholic schoolteacher who marries Bernie Steinberg, a Jewish cab driver played by Bernie. The show's central theme of interfaith marriage sparked controversy, leading to its cancellation after just one season, despite strong ratings. However, the exposure from the series introduced Baxter to a national audience and helped establish her as a rising star in Hollywood. Following Bridget Loves Bernie, Baxter continued to build her television career with guest appearances on popular shows such as The Love Boat and Medical Center. These roles allowed her to remain visible in the industry while showcasing her ability to transition between comedic and dramatic performances. She quickly proved herself to be a versatile actress, capable of handling both lighthearted material and more emotionally complex roles. In 1976, Baxter took a significant step forward in her career when she was cast as Nancy Lawrence Maitland in the critically acclaimed ABC drama Family. The series focused on the everyday struggles of the Lawrence family, and Baxter's role as Nancy, the strong-willed yet conflicted eldest daughter, gave her the opportunity to explore deeper emotional territory as an actress. Her portrayal was widely praised, earning her 2 Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series in 1977 and 1978. Unlike her previous sitcom work, Family allowed Baxter to demonstrate her dramatic range, portraying a character who navigated complex personal and professional challenges. Over the course of the show's 4-year run, she brought authenticity and depth to Nancy, making her one of the most compelling characters in the series. The role cemented Baxter's reputation as a serious dramatic actress and opened the door for future opportunities that would further define her career. Despite the show's success, Family came to an end in 1980, but by that time, Baxter had firmly established herself as a respected actress in Hollywood. The experience she gained from playing Nancy Lawrence Maitland helped her refine her craft and prepared her for even greater success in the years that followed. This period in her career was instrumental in shaping her identity as an actress, proving that she was more than just a sitcom star. She was a performer with the talent and depth to take on meaningful and challenging roles. Meredith Baxter's role as Elyse Keaton on Family Ties marked a defining period in her career, allowing her to showcase both comedic and dramatic range while solidifying her place as a beloved television actress. Her portrayal of a progressive, free-spirited mother navigating the generational and political divide of the 1980s resonated with audiences and became an essential part of the show's cultural impact. When Baxter was cast as Elyse in 1982, Family Ties was conceived by Gary David Goldberg as a reflection of the shifting American landscape. The series humorously depicted the transition from the idealism of the 1960s to the conservatism of the Reagan-era 1980s. Elyse and her husband Stephen Keaton, played by Michael Gross, embodied liberal, socially conscious values, having been politically active during their youth. Their eldest son, Alex P. Keaton, played by Michael J. Fox, stood in stark contrast as an ambitious conservative teenager who idolized Ronald Reagan and free market capitalism. This generational and ideological clash became a central theme of the show, fueling much of its humor and appeal. Baxter's Elyse Keaton was more than just a sitcom mother. Her character provided warmth, intelligence, and a quiet strength that balanced the family's dynamic. While Alex often dominated storylines, with his sharp wit and political debates, Elyse remained the grounding force of the household. As a professional architect, she also represented a modern woman balancing career and family, a progressive image that resonated with working mothers of the era. Baxter's natural warmth and effortless chemistry with the cast helped make the Keaton family feel authentic, allowing audiences to connect with them on a deeper level. Though Michael J. Fox became the breakout star of the series, earning 3 consecutive Emmy Awards for his role as Alex, Baxter's contributions were crucial to the show's success. Her portrayal of Elyse brought emotional depth, whether through light-hearted comedic moments or heartfelt, introspective scenes that showcased her dramatic talents. While her character was often the voice of reason, Baxter ensured that Elyse was never one-dimensional. She had her own opinions, frustrations, and humorous moments, making her just as dynamic as the rest of the family. A significant moment in Family Ties occurred during its 3rd season in 1984, when Baxter's real-life pregnancy with twins coincided with Elise's storyline. Rather than writing her out of the show or concealing her pregnancy, the writers chose to integrate it, allowing her character to have a baby as part of the narrative. However, this also meant that Baxter had to take a temporary absence from several episodes. The way the show handled her pregnancy reinforced its commitment to realistic family portrayals, further endearing it to audiences who appreciated its authenticity. Beyond Family Ties, Baxter expanded her acting repertoire in the 1980s by taking on more complex and socially relevant roles in television films. One of her most notable performances came in the 1986 TV movie Kate's Secret, where she played a seemingly perfect suburban housewife struggling with bulimia. This was a departure from her sitcom role, as it required her to embody a character dealing with a serious and often misunderstood eating disorder. The film brought attention to the hidden struggles of women suffering from bulimia, a topic rarely discussed in mainstream media at the time. Baxter's nuanced and emotionally raw performance received critical acclaim, demonstrating her ability to handle weighty subject matter with authenticity and sensitivity. After Family Ties ended in 1989, Meredith Baxter shifted her focus to dramatic television movies, embracing roles that allowed her to portray strong, multifaceted women facing extraordinary challenges. This transition demonstrated her ability to handle emotionally intense and often controversial subject matter, proving that she was far more than just a sitcom actress. One of Baxter's most compelling performances came in A Woman Scorned, the Betty Broderick story, 1992, in which she portrayed Betty Broderick, a woman who, after years of emotional turmoil and legal battles, murdered her ex-husband and his new wife. The film, based on a true story, captivated audiences with its intense depiction of a woman pushed to the brink by betrayal, resentment, and a high-profile divorce. Baxter's performance was both chilling and deeply empathetic. She managed to humanize Betty without condoning her actions, presenting a layered and psychologically complex character. Her ability to convey the gradual unraveling of Betty's mental state from a devoted wife and mother to a woman consumed by rage and desperation was widely praised. The film's success led to a sequel, Her Final Fury, Betty Broderick, The Last Chapter, 1993, which further explored the aftermath of the crime and Broderick's trial. Baxter's work in A Woman Scorned was met with critical acclaim, earning her an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress in a miniseries or special. The recognition underscored her ability to command attention in dramatic roles and solidified her reputation as a powerhouse performer in made-for-TV films. Unlike her earlier work, where she often played nurturing and supportive characters, this role allowed her to explore the darker, more volatile aspects of human nature, proving her range as an actress. Her commitment to tackling socially relevant and thought-provoking roles extended beyond crime dramas. In 1993, Baxter was nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for her role in the CBS School Break special episode titled Other Mothers. The episode addressed LGBTQ+ parenting, a topic that was still highly controversial at the time. Baxter played a mother supporting her son as he navigated life being raised by a lesbian couple. The role aligned with her increasing willingness to take on projects that highlighted important social issues, using television as a medium to foster awareness and dialogue. Continuing on this path, she starred in My Breast, 1994, a poignant television film in which she portrayed a woman diagnosed with breast cancer. The film was deeply personal for Baxter, as she herself would be diagnosed with the disease just 5 years later. Her performance in My Breast was not only powerful but also deeply empathetic, as she captured the emotional and physical toll of battling cancer while maintaining resilience and hope. The film resonated with many viewers, particularly women facing similar struggles, and Baxter later became an advocate for breast cancer awareness and research, drawing from her own experience to support the cause. Through these roles, Baxter solidified her reputation as an actress, willing to push boundaries and take on complex, issue-driven characters. While many actors struggle to redefine themselves after starring in a long-running sitcom, Baxter successfully transitioned into dramatic television, proving her ability to handle a diverse range of emotionally charged stories. Whether portraying a scorned woman driven to violence, a mother navigating societal prejudices, or a cancer patient facing mortality, she brought authenticity and depth to every performance. Beyond her acting career, Baxter ventured into entrepreneurship by launching a skincare line called Meredith Baxter Simple Works. A portion of the proceeds from this venture was dedicated to her breast cancer research foundation, reflecting her commitment to supporting others facing similar health challenges. In 2011, she published her memoir, Untied, a memoir of family, fame, and floundering, offering candid insights into her personal struggles, including her battles with alcoholism, experiences with abusive relationships, and her journey towards self-acceptance as a lesbian. The memoir resonated with many, becoming a New York Times bestseller. By the mid-2000s, Meredith Baxter had already solidified her status as a television icon, but rather than stepping away from the spotlight, she continued to engage with audiences through a variety of projects. Demonstrating her versatility, she made guest appearances in popular television series, embraced new formats like talk show hosting, and even ventured into the world of soap operas, an arena she had not previously explored in her long career. In 2007, she had a guest role in Cold Case, the CBS procedural drama that focused on unsolved crimes. Baxter played the mother of Detective Lily Rush, the show's lead character, portrayed by Catherine Morris. This role allowed her to step into a deeply emotional performance, portraying a woman whose complex relationship with her daughter influenced the detective's own personal and professional struggles. The role was significant because it added another layer to Rush's backstory, revealing the influence of maternal relationships on the character's psyche. Baxter's ability to convey maternal warmth while also embodying emotional distance and conflict made her performance particularly compelling. That same year, she also appeared in What About Brian?, a romantic drama series centered around the lives and relationships of a close-knit group of friends. Though the show was short-lived, Baxter's involvement once again demonstrated her ability to adapt to different genres and storytelling formats, transitioning seamlessly from crime procedurals to relationship-driven dramas. Beyond scripted television, Baxter also explored the world of broadcasting. In 2006, she co-hosted segments of NBC's Today Show alongside Matt Lauer. This role was particularly interesting because it showed a different side of Baxter, one that was unscripted and conversational. Rather than playing a character, she was engaging with real-world topics and current events, proving her ability to connect with audiences in a more direct and personal way. The Today Show appearance was also a testament to her continued relevance in the entertainment industry, as she was invited to take on a prominent role in a major morning show decades after her initial rise to fame. Then, in 2014, Baxter made a surprising career move by joining the cast of The Young and the Restless, one of television's longest-running and most popular soap operas. She portrayed Maureen, a charming yet layered woman who quickly became a confidant to established characters within the show's universe. Soap operas demand a unique acting style as they rely on heightened emotions, intricate character histories, and fast-paced storytelling. Baxter's ability to adapt to this genre proved her exceptional range as an actress. Unlike her previous roles in primetime dramas and sitcoms, soap operas required a different kind of commitment with rapid filming schedules and ongoing character development. Her presence on The Young and the Restless introduced her to a new generation of viewers, many of whom may not have been familiar with her earlier work in Family Ties or her dramatic television films from the 1980s and 1990s. Throughout these decades, Baxter's career choices reflected her fearless approach to both acting and personal reinvention. Rather than settling into a specific niche, she continuously sought out roles that challenged her, whether through emotionally complex guest appearances, high-profile hosting opportunities, or immersive roles in serialized dramas. Her ability to remain relevant in an ever-changing entertainment industry spoke to her resilience, adaptability, and deep commitment to storytelling. Beyond her work on screen, Baxter's career trajectory during this period also paralleled her personal journey toward authenticity. By the 2010s, she had already publicly come out as a lesbian and was using her platform to advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and awareness. This personal evolution further enhanced the depth of her performances as she brought newfound confidence and honesty to the roles she played. Marriages and scandal. Meredith Ann Baxter's personal life has been as complex and eventful as her professional career. Over the years, she has experienced love, heartbreak, personal struggles, and, ultimately, self-discovery. Through multiple marriages, 5 children, and a long journey toward understanding her true self, Baxter has faced challenges that shaped her into the woman she is today. Baxter married for the first time in 1966 at just 19 years old, tying the knot with businessman Robert Louis Bush. At such a young age, she entered the marriage with an idealized vision of love and family, but later realized that she had not yet fully understood herself or what she truly needed in a partner. During their marriage, they welcomed 2 children, Theodore Justin Ted Bush, born in 1967, and Eva Whitney Bush, born in 1969. However, the pressures of marriage, motherhood, and her evolving personal ambitions led to growing tensions. By 1971, Baxter and Bush decided to part ways, ending their marriage after just 5 years. Though their relationship did not last, Baxter later reflected that her early marriage was a learning experience that helped shape her future relationships. She realized that at the time, she had been more focused on fulfilling societal expectations rather than truly considering what she wanted in a life partner. Despite their divorce, Baxter remained dedicated to raising her children, balancing the demands of her acting career with motherhood. In 1974, Baxter found love again, this time with actor David Burney, her co-star in the CBS sitcom Bridget Loves Bernie. Their on-screen chemistry quickly turned into a real-life romance, and they tied the knot that same year. Following their marriage, Baxter adopted the professional name Meredith Baxter Burney, which she used for much of her career. The couple welcomed 3 children together: Kathleen Jean Kate Burney, born in 1974, and twins Molly Elizabeth and Peter David Edwin Burney, born in 1984. To the outside world, their marriage seemed like a Hollywood love story, but behind closed doors, it was anything but. In her 2011 memoir, Untied, a memoir of family, fame, and floundering, Baxter shocked readers by revealing the emotional and physical abuse she allegedly endured during her 15-year marriage to Bernie. She described a cycle of control, manipulation, and fear, where she felt powerless to stand up for herself. The abuse, she claimed, was not only physical, but also deeply psychological, leaving her feeling isolated and without a voice. As a way to cope with the stress and fear, Baxter turned to alcohol, a habit that eventually spiraled into a struggle with alcoholism. For years, she kept her marriage troubles hidden from the public, carefully maintaining her professional image, while starring as the beloved and warm-hearted Elyse Keaton on Family Ties. She presented an image of stability and happiness, all while battling turmoil behind the scenes. She later admitted that she had become skilled at compartmentalizing her emotions, allowing her to function at work even as her personal life unraveled. It was only after divorcing Bernie in 1989 that Baxter found the strength to seek help. By 1990, she had committed to sobriety, a decision that would become a major turning point in her life. Sobriety gave her clarity, allowing her to rebuild her self-esteem, reconnect with her children, and begin healing from the trauma of her past. She described the process as one of the most difficult but ultimately rewarding experiences of her life. David Burney, however, strongly denied the allegations of abuse, calling them a distortion of the truth and accusing Baxter of unfairly portraying their marriage in a negative light. He maintained that her claims were false and suggested that her account was one-sided. Despite his denial, Baxter's revelations sparked widespread conversations about domestic abuse, particularly in high-profile relationships. Many survivors resonated with her experiences, seeing her story as proof that abuse can happen to anyone, regardless of success or status. In 1995, Baxter entered her 3rd marriage with actor and screenwriter Michael Blodgett, best known for his work in Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. At the time, Baxter had already come a long way in her personal journey, And though she hoped this marriage would be different, it ultimately ended in divorce in 2000. By this stage in her life, Baxter had begun to recognize recurring patterns in her relationships. She started to reflect more deeply on the choices she had made, questioning why she had repeatedly found herself in marriages that did not bring her the happiness or fulfillment she sought. Her introspection led her to a greater understanding of herself and what she truly needed in a partner. In 2009, Baxter made headlines once again, this time for publicly coming out as a lesbian during an interview on NBC's Today Show. She revealed that she had been in a same-sex relationship since 2002, and that coming to terms with her sexuality had helped her understand why her previous marriages to men had not worked out. She described the realization as a liberating experience, one that finally allowed her to feel comfortable in her own skin after decades of struggling with self-identity. For Baxter, coming out was not just about sharing her truth with the public. It was about embracing who she truly was and letting go of years of self-doubt and confusion. She admitted that, for much of her life, she had conformed to societal expectations without ever questioning whether those expectations aligned with her own authentic self. Once she did, she found a sense of peace that had long eluded her. In 2013, Baxter married her longtime partner, Nancy Locke, a general contractor, in an intimate ceremony in Los Angeles. Surrounded by close family and friends, she finally felt the love and support she had always longed for. Her children played an active role in the wedding, demonstrating their full acceptance of their mother's happiness. In interviews, Baxter has described this marriage as the healthiest and most fulfilling relationship of her life. Unlike her past relationships, which were often fraught with tension and emotional turmoil, her partnership with Locke has brought her a sense of stability, trust, and unconditional love. Through the ups and downs of her personal life, Baxter has remained deeply committed to her role as a mother. Raising 5 children while balancing a demanding career was no easy feat, but she worked hard to provide them with a loving and supportive home. She has openly acknowledged that her sobriety in 1990 was a turning point, allowing her to be the present and caring parent she had always wanted to be. Current life, Meredith Baxter continues to lead an active and fulfilling life, both personally and professionally. Residing in Santa Barbara, California with her wife, Nancy Locke, Baxter remains deeply engaged in her local community and the art scene. In December 2024, Baxter lent her talents as the guest narrator for the Santa Barbara Choral Society's 10th annual Hallelujah Project. She delivered a captivating reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," contributing to the festive atmosphere of the event. This performance underscores her ongoing commitment to the performing arts and her support for local cultural initiatives. Beyond her onstage endeavors, Baxter has taken on a leadership role within the Ensemble Theater Company in Santa Barbara. After completing a run of City of Conversation, she joined the company's board of directors, playing a pivotal part in shaping the organization's artistic direction and community outreach efforts. In September 2024, Baxter made a notable appearance at the Emmy Awards, joining fellow actresses Connie Britton and Susan Kelechi Watson in a tribute to iconic television mothers. Their presentation highlighted the evolving portrayal of maternal figures on television and celebrated the contributions of writers to these beloved characters. Baxter also remains a sought-after speaker, sharing her personal experiences with breast cancer, domestic abuse, and her journey towards self-acceptance. Her advocacy work extends to supporting LGBTQ+ rights and providing guidance on overcoming addiction and abuse. Through her foundation, the Meredith Baxter Fund for Breast Cancer Research, She continues to promote prevention, research, and access to free mammograms for low-income women. Today, Meredith Baxter continues to embrace life with purpose and passion. Whether through her continued involvement in the arts, her advocacy for important causes, or simply enjoying time with her loved ones, she proves that reinvention and happiness are always possible. Her journey serves as an inspiration, showing that no matter what obstacles come your way, there is always an opportunity to rise above them, find your voice, and create a life that is authentically yours.